We've been a leader in banking for more than 100 years. You'll find us here, at home, on your phone, and everywhere you go. Renaissance Bank. Understanding you. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Sponsored by Renaissance Bank.
Good morning and welcome to Daily Journal Newsbreak for Monday, May 14th. I'm your host, Chris Kiefer, and we're going to take a look at the top news and sports stories from Northeast Mississippi. But first, we'll start with your weather forecast. Today we're looking at sunny skies. The high is all the way up to 94, low of 67. Looking ahead at your 3-day outlook, Tuesday, partly cloudy with a high of 94 and a low of 67, and then rain on Wednesday and Thursday. On Wednesday, that's an 80% chance of rain with a high of 90 and a low of 66. Thursday, it cools off a little bit, high of 83 and a low of 65. That's also an 80% chance of rain. Let's take a look now at today's top headlines. When former Lee County Administrator and teacher Shelley Brooks retired last year, she still felt a need to be part of the community that had been a big part of her life for nearly 25 years. Test scores for kindergarten readiness have climbed every year in Mississippi. However, they have decreased in the last 4 years in Lee County and Tupelo schools. That indicates preschool children are not sufficiently prepared for kindergarten. So in August, Brooks joined the staff of the United Way of Northeast Mississippi. In her new position, she works to tackle early education efforts in Lee County through a variety of initiatives. That includes the Read First Coalition and Excel by 5. Officials believe one reason children in this area have fallen behind comes from a lack of communication between preschool education centers and school districts. That is one thing Brooks is working to address. She coordinates efforts to bring daycare teachers to Lee County and Tupelo classrooms to observe lessons and to take the kids on tours of the schools. Those efforts are among a handful of new initiatives for the local United Way. Other areas of focus include combating summer learning loss and reducing chronic absenteeism. Tupelo High School's longest tenured teacher is retiring. Ginger Lumsden has taught math at the school since January of 1989. She has been in room B119 since the current high school campus opened in 1992. But last month, she drove to Jackson to finalize her plans to retire after 30 years. Lumsden graduated from Tupelo High in 1983 and worked as a nurse before she realized she would rather be teaching. She has worked for both current principal Art Dobbs and his father, Dale. She can also think of at least 4 current Tupelo High teachers who were once her own students. Lumsden said retiring still does not feel real, and she cannot imagine not driving to the school in the morning. She plans to give much of her newfound free time to her granddaughter, Lily. An oversight task force established by Tupelo Mayor Jason Shelton disbanded earlier this spring. Shelton established the Accountability Task Force early in his first term to monitor the administration's performance. However, Task Force Chairman James Coniglio said an increasingly robust culture of accountability within City Hall made the group unnecessary. Shelton promised to promote transparency during his first election campaign in 2013. He said the 9-member committee was established to ensure his administration did what it said it would. The task force held its first meeting in April of 2014. Since then, it has received monthly written reports and held regular meetings with key figures in Shelton's administration. The citizen-led group used several metrics to measure the administration's progress, including the city's 2025 comprehensive plan and Shelton's own Tupelo plan. Coniglio made the recommendation to disband the group when its efforts were no longer necessary. But he believes the group served a useful function in fostering a culture of accountability in the administration. And in sports, 2 Northeast Mississippi high schools captured softball state championships over the weekend. Hamilton defeated Myrtle 11-2 on Saturday in Starkville. The Lady Lions won the Class 1A series 2-1. It is the school's first fast-pitch title. Hamilton jumped out to a 6-0 lead after the first 3 innings. That included 3 straight RBI hits by Kaylin Ferrero, Jaden Banks, and Caitlin Gassa. Meanwhile, Houston defeated Raleigh 10-2 on Friday to sweep the Class 3A series. The Lady Hilltoppers used dominant pitching and steady offense to claim their first state championship since 2012. Houston took an early lead when Aquana Brownlee hit a 2-run home run in the 3rd inning. Pitcher Paige Kilgore then held the Lady Lions to 4 hits and 1 earned run. And that does it for Newsbreak on this Monday. Don't forget that this show is just one of the many online offerings courtesy of the Daily Journal that gets you news off the page and on the go. Each story discussed today on Newsbreak can be found in your Daily Journal or online at djournal.com, where you can also find a new episode of Newsbreak each weekday morning. Thanks for joining us. I'm Chris Kiefer. Have a great Monday.